What's up, peeps? Still ain't got a haircut yet, but maybe soon. Anyway, about to get started on this dashboard for the Losi Baja Mega Ray. Finally get that buttoned up. And show you what I got going on here. So basically, what I'm going to do is I've cut these out. And I'm going to take this clear Lexan, I'm going to back it behind it. And I'm always scavenging these things because I can use these as light buckets. Hit them with some silver, make them reflect a little bit, stick an LED out the back. That's all going into this thing here. So the whole purpose is there's going to be a camera. It's going to be sitting right about here. And it's going to be on a servo. It's going to be going left and right. So I took the guy's head off only because I needed clearance for the camera. Because I couldn't mount the camera right up here because it'll hit the roll cage. Number two, there's just no sturdy space to set the servo up underneath. As you can see, there's just a big gigantic hole there. It's all hollow. I have the servo mounted in the truck itself. That way when I have everything together, I can just slip this in here and it'll be just like that. I also got I just recently acquired one of these. Might use this also. I don't know yet. I might set this one up here. I don't know yet. This one seems to be a little flatter, but we'll see. The cameras that I use, in case anybody's wondering, these Action Speed 20s from Amazon. They're like $60. They do shoot in 2 and 4K. The good thing is, I use 1080p. The good thing is they're 60 frames per second. So they're really good for a lot of action shots. Pretty much all my videos are shot using these. And they're pretty durable. Like, I've had these things on airplanes and crashed said airplanes, and they still come through without the protective case. So they're the Action Speed 20 camera. As you see, I got some Velcro on it from mounting at my drift car and whatnot. But yeah, they're you know, if you really don't want to spring for a GoPro, these ain't bad. To use the HiCam app on your phone. Uploading pictures is a little janky sometimes, but pretty much all my videos, I've used these. So, this one's got battery in it. Yep. Yeah, normal video, slow video, loop video, time lapse. Go down here in your settings. Got all sorts of different settings. Video resolution, 2.7K 60, 4K 30. Unfortunately, you can't do 4K 60. But I stick with 1080 60. Then they got the EIS down here, the electronic image stabilization. It kind of helps. It gives you like a poor man's gimbal. It gives a little bit of a swivel effect, left to right. I use that when I got mounted in the drift car when I don't have like a camera servo in it. But yeah, not a bad camera. I said they were going for $60 last time I saw. But I said if you're in the market for a camera and you don't want to spend a bunch of money, I would wholly recommend these. Alright then. Well, enough jabbering out of me. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing started. So some of you are probably wondering, why all the duct tape? Well, this stuff, the T-Rex, I don't know if you can see that. This T-Rex tape, it's perfect for the application. That's all I can tell you. This stuff's sturdy, it holds up, sticks to anything. Gives you the ability to mount anything anywhere. I use it a lot. That'll never come out of there. So that's why I use it. I use it on the inside of my RC cars prior to putting magnets on. So if the magnet pops off, it pops off this instead of peeling my paint off. Like, there's a lot of applications for this stuff. I use it to support cameras. I use it for a lot of different things, and it works. It works. So, especially when I'm taping cameras to the side of a vehicle and going off jumps and, mounting cameras on Pro Moto motorcycles and going over half pipe jumps and things like that. This is what helps make the magic happen. So now I got my foil tape. Gonna deck out these little buckets here. Might be able to use that one. And mount these behind here like this. And then, put an LED light back in there behind that. Okay, so there's the basic idea. I'm going to cover this with a sticker, so you're not going to see any of that. But just something for the light to reflect off of. Got the 2 light buckets here. I got to search my stash for some smaller ones for these smaller screens. And we'll get right back to it. But just down here, I keep all my scrap Lexan, all my scrap clear stuff. Stuff like stuff like scrap packaging. I keep just for this kind of purpose. Okay, everything is all taped in and secured. Our little light buckets installed. Now I'm going to put sticker overlays over this. I got a sticker for this too to fix that. Go ahead and get that fixed up. And put the lights in. Okay, so forgive my crude testing rig here. I'm gonna pretend we didn't even see that. But here it is, lit up. Can kind of be like that when you look at it through the camera. So didn't wire them up like Christmas tree lights because the voltage drops every time you do that per light. And number two, it just, if one goes out, they all go out. So I wired them all up individually. I got them running out to the passenger side because what's going to happen is I have these little splice doohickeys. I'm going to run them out to the passenger side right here and splice it into one of these guys. That way it's going to be all plug and play. There's my camera mount down there with my servo. We'll get into more in that. We'll get more into that later. But I have the servo mounted down there because it's more stable. So we'll go ahead and get on with the rest of this. So to give you a bit better description of what I was trying to describe, there's this camera servo right there. As you see, when the wheel turns, the servo turns. I've got a Y block in with the steering channel, so it'll do everything the steering does. This piece here is going to stick up through this hole here. And then the camera will be mounted kind of like that. Yeah. She's a big one. Alright, let me get everything situated and we'll get this thing installed. There's my lead coming out the other side here for the interior lights. Alright, let's get into it. So I got everything put back together, the lights all work. So for those wondering what's going on here, so here's the camera. And here's the actual camera I plan to use. I can use either one of them. But the whole trouble of me going through all this is because I can't access the camera through the top. I have to come in through the side, which is incredibly difficult when you have all the body work and all this on. Then on top of that, you have this piece that goes on like this. So there's not much room for the camera to do its thing. So hence the whole reason I'm going through all this. That way when I put a camera in here, it doesn't take me 10 minutes and not burning up film or, you know, burning up SD card time trying to jam a camera in. In fact, let me go get the body. Let's see what's what. I mean, as you can see, yeah. I mean, somebody might say, well, yeah, you can cut the top of this out, sure, but then you're cutting this roll cage up, which I don't want to do because that's actually structurally important to this vehicle. Like, this thing relies on its cage for its structural integrity. I don't want to compromise that in any way, shape, or form. So that's why I got it all like how I got it. I could put dude's head back on, I guess. So I guess we can do that. Maybe later on I'll take one of them little mini cams, put it up in there where its head should be. Don't want to have one in front of me for the moment. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where we're at so far. You know, got the interior lights in there. Looking pretty cool to me. Alright peeps, that's it for part 1 of this multi-part series. I gotta keep the film length down to about 30 minutes or my phone will go berserk trying to process all this data. So I've still got a few more fidgets and fine-tuning to do with the camera, but I think I got it mostly where I want it. Do a little bit more experimentation with some of the camera mounting arms. Might have to carve a little bit more out of the driver, but we'll see. But stay tuned for part 2, and hopefully we'll have this thing up and ripping. Get you an inside cockpit view, proper style. Peace.